Back with Boston's Mayor Marty Walsh. He's 1 for 2 in the quiz. You have to, by the way, go 2 for 2 in the final 2 to match what Congressman Lynch did last week.
But no competition.
He went 3 for 4 completely. So
yeah,
you have to go 2
2
for 2 on these final 2. You ready?
All right, let's go.
All right, here we go. During the last years of the Civil War, the mayor of Boston actually shared the last name of the hero of the conflict. We'll put it on the screen. Was it a Grant? Was it a Lincoln? Was it a Sherman?
Lincoln.
It was Frederick Lincoln. He served as mayor from 1863 to 67.
Was that a
and before
guess, or
that,
did you know?
That's a good play guess.
That was. But you knew. You said it with confidence, and that's good. Final question. You have reached the peak of Boston politics, but where will you find the highest elevation, the highest peak in the city? Is it Dorchester Heights in South Boston? Is it Bellevue Hill in West Roxbury? Is it Bunker Hill in Charlestown? I got this one wrong in our rehearsal,
I did
by the
too.
way.
I got this one wrong too.
I think it's Bellevue Hill.
It is Bellevue Hill.
Yeah.
I thought it was Bunker Hill, but it is Bellevue Hill.
And Dorchester Heights is pretty high.
Yeah,
thought it was
because it's
Dorchester
on a
Heights.
hill.
I
They
guess-
on a
I
hill.
guess it was Dorchester
Yeah, we
Heights.
thought it was
I thought it was
Dorchester
there.
Heights. I thought it was Bunker Hill.
So you matched Congressman Lynch.
There you go.
Yes.
3 for 4.
And John Santiago.
Then we have to have a
That's
playoff.
right.
And
Well, you
the-
keep track.
And the U.S. Attorney.
But you're not competitive or anything.
I'm not competitive at all.
Okay. Before we ask you this next question, we want you to take a look at the reaction that Ted Reinstein got this week when he randomly asked Roslindale residents about a third Marty Walsh term. Take a listen.
Boston Mayor Marty Walsh won't be up for re-election for 2 more years. Too soon to ask the city's voters what they think about a potential Walsh third term? Nah. Do you want to see the mayor go for a third term?
Not really, no. Yes.
Yeah.
I think he's great.
Yeah, I think he's done a pretty good job. There's still a lot of issues in the city. I mean, affordable housing is a huge problem.
One of his biggest speeches was about getting affordable housing in Roslindale. And any place that's being bought up that's all condoed out, there's not an affordable place to live.
I wouldn't mind, but have somebody new to see what they can bring to the table.
Most energy efficient city in the United States. And if you don't address it now, it's only going to get worse. Look to Boston.
No incumbent mayor has been defeated for election since James Michael Curley. It really speaks to the need for term limits for the mayoral office.
I don't see any difference with the one before.
Is it perfect? No, but what politician is?
One single sentence that you could say to Mayor Walsh, what would it be?
Don't forget the folks in Boston who've been here for years.
Although I can say that you probably fall into that category as well. So what do you tell folks who think they're being pushed out of their homes because of the high price of housing?
Housing is the #1 issue here in our city. When we poll it, it's the #1 issue. When we're talking to people in the streets, it's the #1 issue. We've created 31,000 units of new housing in the city of Boston since I've been mayor in 2014. 6,800 of those are low-income housing units. 20% of our housing stock is low-income. The problem in Boston is it's a problem and a benefit. So many people want to live here. So many companies are moving here, and people want to live in the city of Boston. That has not always been the case. People have been wanting to get out of the city. They want to come in now. And during during this building boom and prior to this, we didn't have a housing plan. And right now, we're trying to catch up. And that's the biggest problem we have. And at the Chamber of Commerce the other day, I spoke about, so think about it, by 2030, when the housing plan is complete, 70,000 units will be low-income housing in Boston that we've created. The issue where we have the hottest problem is middle class, middle moderate income housing. Somebody who earns between 50,000 and 120,000, families or individuals. That's the space that we're really hurting on. That's the space where there's no government subsidy. That's the space where there's no federal subsidy, there's no state subsidy. And that's the space that we have to try and convince developers to start building in. Not just building high-end condominiums, which is driving people out, but building that space. And that's our focus right now.
The next thing, the last thing before we let you go is I want to talk about step out of the city for a little bit. Speaking of endorsements, do you have an endorsement between Ed Markey, Joe Kennedy, Shannon Liss-Reardon? Do you have one?
Yeah, I support it. I came out for Ed Markey a while ago to support his candidacy, and I know that since that time, Joe Kennedy has gotten in the race. I spoke to the senator yesterday. I know that race is in the beginning concepts. I think a lot of people haven't paid attention to that race yet. I think they're going to, I'm not sure what really the presidential race is kind of gobbling out. I think once that presidential race is over here in Massachusetts in March, when the nominees picked, I think then you're going to start seeing.
So you're going to stick with Markey.
Yeah,
you're not going to go
once
with
I'm with
Kennedy.
somebody, I can't.
And speaking of the presidential race, you're close to Joe Biden, but Elizabeth Warren's obviously the senator of Massachusetts.
I'm friendly with Elizabeth Warren. I'm friendly with Joe Biden.
Right,
I mean, it's kind of interesting, and I said this I think last time I was on the show. Like, as a mayor, as a kid from Dorchester, that a guy from Dorchester, I should say that 3 of the 4 frontrunners, I know them personally. As front of president.
So you're going to stay out of it?
So right now, I haven't made a decision yet to move in yet.
6 degrees of separation.
It's crazy. It's
like 2
me
degrees
and
of
Pete.
separation.
Me and Pete was in town the other day. I know him from serving with him. Obviously, myself and the Vice President are very close. He came.
So you're going to stay out of
and
it as
swore me
long as
in.
you possibly can. Is
And-
that fair to
no,
say?
I wouldn't say that. I just haven't made the decision yet to move into it.
Just do me a favor. When you become whatever, stay mayor, if you become big, just make sure eliminate the
I
buy
like
in
being
the
mayor of Boston.
Eliminate the buy in the National Football
I'm
League.
not
So the
announcing I'm
Patriots
running
play
for
every
election, but I like
weekend.
being mayor of Boston.
Okay.
I like the Patriots too.
You're good. That's what I want you to do. Eliminate the buy so we can see them every
I
weekend.
know. Bye this week. It's okay. It's all right. Listen,
all right.
We take a week off and let the pundits write about how they've gone and they're done and they're no good. The Patriots are done, and then we'll see you in September. See you in February.
See you in February
Miami.
in Miami. Our thanks to our guest this morning, Mayor Marty Walsh. Sunday Roundtable is next. As we continue, has the Ed Markey, Joe Kennedy Senate race become an insider versus an outsider contest? And who gets to claim to be the outsider? We'll talk about that next.